So if you're anything like me, I'm sure you have some days where you feel really stressed and overwhelmed, sometimes for no apparent reason. And it's easy on these days to think, is it stress? Is it menopause? Is it a mix of both? Or really is it all in my head? And I suppose today, really, I'm here to reassure you, first of all, that it's not all in your head. There is a connection between menopause and stress. And the second thing is to remind you really that you're not alone, that every woman who's gone through midlife and menopause will have days and sometimes weeks where they do feel completely overwhelmed. So when we think about all the things us women go through at this stage of life, as well as riding the emotional roller coaster and trying to harness the hormones that are up and down and all over the place, we've also got an awful lot of other things going on. So some examples might be that some of us, including myself, are parenting teenagers. Some of us have younger children still, or even grandchildren. Some women that I'm working with are saying that they're looking after elderly parents. And we're doing all of this really while we're trying to hold down, in some cases, long-term relationships and full-time jobs. So is it any wonder that really we do feel stressed some days? But when we look at the connection between stress and menopause, there is very much this loop, as we call it, the Menopause-Stress Loop. And why is that? Well, when we look at the underlying cause of menopause really is our fluctuating and decreasing hormone levels. Hormones have a big part to play. And of course, on top of that then, cortisol, the stress hormone, comes into play. So as estrogen decreases, our cortisol levels then can also increase. So this is really a double whammy, and that's where the stress and anxiety comes in. And when we think of this on a day-to-day basis, stress can worsen our menopausal symptoms. So when we're feeling particularly stressed or rushed or hurried or anxious, of course that can make us feel like our hot flushes become more recurring. We can just feel generally overwhelmed. We may find it difficult then to sleep. So it can actually worsen our menopausal symptoms. So cortisol and stress have a big part to play in that. But of course then there is this vicious circle, because at the same time then our menopausal symptoms then can increase our stress levels. So when you think about, for example, if you're in work and you're just about to do a big presentation in front of the board, for example, and you feel a hot flush starting, of course then that is going to cause stress in itself. So you may feel then embarrassed or anxious about the fact that the hot flush is just about to come on as you're about to stand up in front of a room full of people. So you can see really that our menopause symptoms then can increase our stress levels as well. So for a lot of women then, we do get caught up in this loop, this menopause stress loop, when menopause can affect our stress levels and stress can affect our menopausal symptoms. But what can we do about it? Well, really the first thing is to be aware of what's causing the stress, what is triggering it, and look to see how we can try to eliminate or reduce that issue really from our lives and from our daily life. And of course, it's also then about changing our perspective. So for example, if you do suffer from recurring hot flushes and you're anxious all the time about them coming on because you may feel that embarrassment, it's about changing your perspective and actually thinking, you know what, in a lot of cases, it actually seems worse to you than it does to other people. It's maybe not as big a deal to other people as it is for you. So it's about changing our perspective. But it's also then getting to the root cause of the stress and looking at really where we can bring improvements in our lives, where we can nurture our bodies and our emotions in a better way, where we can take time out, perhaps setting stronger boundaries, etc., and making time for ourselves. And also the most important thing is to make sure that we're asking for support. So hopefully you feel a bit reassured that really what you're feeling with the stress and anxiety, isn't just all in your head. There is very much a connection between menopause and stress. But the issue is to be aware of it and actually to put some strong foundations in place that you can help support yourself through these tough times. Hopefully you find this video today useful. Look forward to seeing you next time.